tanker's full. And maybe one of these years we get worried enough about that we're going to put another valve in there, so we got two valves to make sure we can get her shut off in time. That big storage tank up above us there, that used to be a railroad tank car. It holds 100,000 pounds. Here we go, pulling out for market. The whole loading operation took about 10 minutes, and we got about 76 drums worth of honey on there, headed for market. Yeah, on the way into Sioux Honey, along about daylight, we were greeted by just an absolutely beautiful sunrise, but we just had to stop and take it in. One of those dead calm days, clear blue sky, the sun just popping over the horizon, sweet clover growing on the side of the hill you can see, and the moon was still up. Beautiful, beautiful summer day. And we get to Sioux Honey Association, where we deliver our honey. Get the hose hooked up to let the honey out, and hook up the air line in order to pump pressure into the tank to get the honey out quicker. Also to avoid getting any bubbles in the system. Yeah, we just had to let that scene run there so you could understand it completely. Jim Powell there works at Sioux Honey. He was nice enough to let us borrow his parking stall to unload the tanker in. There's a air jack that we use to jack up the tanker. Let it drain good to the last drop out. Checking the moisture and the color here. These are the holding tanks where the honey is normally dumped out of barrels, but when the tanker starts coming in, why they reserve them to empty the tanker in. It takes two of these holding tanks to hold one tanker's worth. And we're going to follow these lines through the system, see where it takes us. Over into the processing room where all the honey is heated, blended, and records are kept on it so they know just what's going on exactly. System 1 here, where recorders tell you everything that happened. And the big filters continually filtering. Now we get into the bottling line where glass is brought in by the pallet full. And this machine pushes them off one layer at a time. It sure saves a lot of work picking jars out of boxes and putting them back in again. Start down the chute single file. Go through an area where they're turned upside down to dump any dust, glass, or anything that might have been in them. Give them an air blast to blow it out too. Then they head on down to the bottler, the filler. Thing fills them so fast that it makes you dizzy to watch it. filled and go on down the line and get the lids put on. You know, if you think you're pretty nimble-fingered, try screwing caps on that fast. Down to an accumulator where they can accumulate in case of machine malfunction. There the labels are getting slapped on there 4 at a time, 1 on each side. Head on down the line to the boxer where they're put in a box. This music we got playing here now, we think that's about the way a person's nerves get to functioning when they work in this room all day long. Well, I tell you, if my granddaddy could only see this. Now going through the machine that closes the lid, slaps some glue on them and shuts them up, and they're ready to head for the shipping department. Up the chute to an automatic palletizing machine. And of course, simultaneously been going on a machine that unfolds boxes and glues the bottoms together, so they're ready to head down the line from another vantage point. Now, Sue Honey has annual meetings where they keep all the members posted. We're going to listen to Dick Wigden read the minutes from last year.
Two-story structure in its place and added thereto will be a new single-story structure attached to our existing plant. Phase 3 would be a new warehouse attaching to the existing warehouse at the west edge of our property.
Talking about how we're going to tear this plant down and build a new one in its place. Here's all the members in the hallway grumbling about their earnings and other things. And the ladies discussing their thing. You know, we think beekeepers are entitled to some recognition, so we've added a section for old beekeepers here. This old beekeeper's sagging pretty bad and really hurting, but he's still smiling. This and his back just done went out on him. Listen here, the son's pushing one direction and dad's pushing another direction. Pretty obvious why they never made it. Listen here, he pushed so hard he fell on his face. Listen here, didn't push hard enough, he fell on his ass. And listen here, pushed just the right amount. Listen had a hot head, he just blew his top. This works so hard, he's nothing but skin and bones. Well, wait a minute, I guess he's nothing but bones left there. This had big ears, that's no particular fault, but what we couldn't stand, he had a big mouth, couldn't keep it shut. This is in honor of all beekeepers that quit smoking. This is a tobacco drying shed, at least used to be. This is an underground church. And this proves that two heads are better than one. We just got late word that our old Smiling Boy's going down fast. We couldn't stand all those rotten and decaying buildings, so we went and got a new steel one on our trailer, got the whole thing on there, and got the foundation poured. And then got the building up. What our facilities looks like in the fall there. Going inside our new building. Getting ready to put a load of the equipment on to take south. Got some new, what we call 3-banger nukes there, 3 pockets in one box, so we can get 3 count started. And of course, with 900 on a load, that's 2,700 count. We can get up north in one load. Yeah, that's provided they all take. We don't boast 100% acceptance. And this view looking over into the old warehouse, you can see our stack of supers and a bunch of deeps there. And we're going in our new room that we built inside of the new building. This is what we call a sawdust room, where all the woodworking equipment is. And the main work area where they do all the scraping, sorting, painting, you name it. Got a wood-burning fireplace where we burn all the discarded bee equipment to keep the place warm. Mighty nice and cozy in the middle of the winter. When normally you'd look outside and see the snow, we have to settle for dry grass this year. Now we got some fall work that we have to finish yet. Mainly killing off the greatest percentage of the bees to stop the honey consumption. This thing here is what we call a vacuum kill that sucks the bees out in just about nothing flat, grinds them up and spits them out in the bushes. On the back of our vans, we used to have what we call a honey hefter that weighed the equipment and had it set so that when you had empty equipment on there, it'd read 0. So actually that'll tell you how much honey you're bringing in. You can see there how fast this thing sucks the bees out. 40 horsepower bee blower or sucker, whatever you want to call it. This is a sanding machine that we made. Lets us sand the paint off of supers and smooth them up, trims them down to make them look like better than a new one again. You can see some sparks flying there that tells you it takes nail heads down too. This is a paint jig that we use. We like it because it lets us get the inside corner and the edges, and after all, that's where the rot usually starts. This is a hive scale that we used to have when we wintered up north. It let us know exactly how much each hive weighed. The scale that you read there is in the middle of that white area we just saw. Stick it around the hive, lift it up, record the weight, go on to the next one. Now we use that scale to get our nukes ready to take them back south for the winter. Here we are on the road again. And ran into some pretty bad snow down in Kansas, trying to get our bees south.
Going places that I've never been. Seeing things that I may never see.
Cars in the ditches every place.
On the road again. On the road